let's go to the vocals. No, I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's so weird hearing you're getting used to your own voice. Like doing these like videos is what like gave me the GERDs. Like, okay, I hear myself enough time. No one's like commented anything like your voice sounds like shit on like videos. So I roll with it. What's the first thing I did? I think I did the chorus first, which is I'm gonna show you how it sounds after I did everything. We can cringe in a second.
What are you afraid of?
Everything.
You know exactly what you're made of. It's just an obstacle.
That sounds a little boxy, but to my taste. Also, I don't have like my usual, like I run everything with SonarWorks for my headphones, but I don't want it to sound weird like for you guys. So, yeah. So we got 6, 7 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I shouldn't have needed to count. I can just eyeball it really. And there, you got center one.
What are you afraid of?
Right down the middle. There's another one in the middle just to reinforce it.
What are you afraid of?
Inflection's a bit different. I tried that a bunch. This is like my first time like really recording vocals. So I don't have like a plan. Like now I know I'm going to do like, if I'm going to record like one take, try and do it, or do like a verse, or how I'm going to like enunciate each thing. Just something you like learn in the process, I guess. So, yeah.
What are you afraid of?
Those are both down to center. Just have RX because it's kind of loud in here and just sounds gross. So that like
What are you afraid?
Gets rid of some of the vocal noise, voice noise. Yep, stacking.
What are you afraid of?
Different takes.
What are you afraid of?
Just afraid of hearing my own voice, really, but I'm used to it. Pan left halfway, pan left 100%, pan right halfway, 100%. Because they're all different vocal takes, you get some slight timing differences, pitch, it gives it all, that chorusing effect, which makes it sound thicker, bolder, that kind of thing.
What are you afraid of? You know exactly what you're made of.
Yep. Is this let me see. This is all the recording stacks. So if you want to go through that, if it'll play.
What are you afraid?
That's really loud. Yeah, I was terrible at recording.
What are you afraid of?
So
you know exactly what you're made of.
Hear like my computer humming in the background and stuff. This is a nightmare to edit, mostly because I didn't know what I was doing, which is pretty usual, or at least at this point it was. Because this is just like a comped group basically, with all the fade ins, fade outs. I went in zoomed all the way in, nudged everything so it's slightly in time. Now I have a plugin, Vocaline, that does that for me because I don't like doing that. Yeah, I was going to do that. Boom, yeah, all the little fade in, fades out. Some of these are cut up to get rid of noises or bad takes or, yeah, really heavy handed this. But when it's something just like a big, thick, kind of chorusy hook kind of thing, it's not really the details, it's more the overall effect you're going for. And yeah, that's that. Heavy handed processing. Let's hear it raw. It's gonna be loud and gross probably.
What are you afraid?
Nah.
What are you afraid of? You know exactly what you're made of.
Yep. Got an EQ.
What are you afraid of?
Cleans it up nice. Pro DS. There's a de-esser to get rid of the S's.
What are you?
Yeah.
It's just an obstacle.
Neutron for some processing. In my opinion, I kind of overdid it a little bit, but it works.
What are you afraid of? You know exactly what you're made of.
Another compressor.
It's just an obstacle.
Evening it out, giving a bit more attitude, I think.
What are you afraid of?
Mix.
You know exactly what you're made of.
Mixing.
It's just an obstacle.
Mixing.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, that really opens it up.
Yeah.
Because a lot of like weird, like you can hear like how my voice is. Like even when I don't try, it's still kind of like throaty and chesty. So you got to kind of get rid of that muddy range for like the intelligibility. I pulled that word off nice. And everything else to kind of pop through. So, yeah. That's the last EQ. Or no. It is, but I didn't turn it on. Little things here and there, resonances, that kind of thing. Just mixing bits. And all together.
What are you afraid of? You know exactly what you're made of. It's just an obstacle. Anything is possible.
Ah, okay. This is playing. This bad take. I'm like, it sounds terrible. Than usual.
What are you afraid of?
There you go. All this, it's going to the long verb, which is like everything goes through, almost the melodic stuff. Then another vocal reverb, which is a bit more narrow. It's a vintage verb, Valhalla. Detail, it's probably just a preset. A vocal delay. There's a compressor on it, so when the vocals come, it like ducks all the delay down, and when it releases to like the space, opens back up. The delay can like breathe forward, that kind of thing.
What are you afraid of? You know exactly what you're made of. It's just an obstacle. Anything is possible.
Yeah. I need to go through all of the outtakes. I'm pretty sure there's some good, just useless me like yelling at myself in here. Yeah, it's a chorus. I'll get to the verse. Looking back, not like the best thing I could have written, but it's whatever. So people like it, which I'm surprised. It took so much recording to get through. If I can find the stack. Yeah, those aren't even all it takes. They might be. I tried to do this like all one take all the way through, which is why it took so long. Which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes vocals benefit from doing all one take, and sometimes you want to do a line, stop, punch in, do a line, not drugs, talking about recording. Yeah, that kind of thing. So we got the main verse, which is...
Do you find the times are getting rough? It's
bit.
like no matter what you do, it's still never enough. I know the feeling.
Yep. It's the main. Let's go raw. It's going to sound raw for sure.
Do you find the times are getting rough? It's like no matter what you do, it's still never enough. I know the feeling.
Yeah, not a whole lot going on. Wow. Okay, I lied. There's even more. Yeah. Very heavy-handed way of processing stuff because it's kind of an insecurity thing. It's my first time really doing vocals, and I was basically trying to process it to sound like someone else, which is, just to be completely honest, DRS, because that's who I think of. Like vocally, we're a bit similar in like range, not like, I don't know, style, technique, whatever, but like as far as vocal tone goes, he's kind of my reference for what I kind of want things to sound like. So a lot of this is me trying to like get a tone that just isn't my voice, you know? And I'm working on that. Like I got a bunch of tracks, or like 4 or 5 new tracks now that like I've done this process enough to where now my tone, my sound, it's me and I'm confident in it to a point. It's another one of those things that you just kind of, you could cross that bridge when you get to it. Yeah, and the rest of these are like effects, doubles. So pretty sure this green bit down here is octave down, or 6 semitones, half an octave.
It's like no matter what you do, it's never enough.
Yeah.
I know the feeling haunting you inside. Like a punch or something.
Like lyrically, it's like talking about like kind of anxiety, darkness kind of feelings. Like, you feel like you can't do whatever you're trying to do. You feel hold back, like stuff's against you, whatever. I like wrote about this in like the line, like the notes, whatever. So if you like look on SoundCloud, dig up, go to the track video, you'll see it there. Yeah. First time like really trying to write lyrics. I think it came out all right without sounding, I don't know, corny or preachy or too whiny, like, ooh, my problems. I try to just, do like an honest, this is what's on my mind kind of thing, I think that's how it came. That's how it came together. All right. More doubles. So that's like a half octave down. Now we got left, right.
Yeah,
I know the
Which is yes, and then another verse.
yeah.
I know the feeling haunting you inside.
2 pitched down, pitch 5. That one's pitched an octave. And these weren't done like pitched in a way where I like thought about it, It was just kind of, oh, that sounds cool. Because there's like little dissonances between the intervals and it clashes. It's not technically in tune, but I guess aesthetically it sounds good, like a haunting voice behind my like regular voice. Then there's one pitched up because, well, not but it has another effect, basically. So
Yeah,
I know the feeling haunting you inside.
basically, like, you got all these voices in your head telling you this and that. So I tried to, I guess, illustrate that through effects.
I know the feeling haunting you inside. Like a punch of the stomach, a shocking of your pride. But guess what? You can't pull out of this. Fight back, street rules, you are not powerless. Never give up, never surrender, show no cowardice. I hope that these few words allow you to snap out of it.
Yep, that's the verse. Editing for timing and stuff. I pulled it off, but man, definitely a learning experience. This track was. I didn't go over the effects. Nothing whooshes. That's all it is. Let's hear it in context.
Do you find the times are getting rough? It's like no matter what you do, it's still never enough. Yeah, I know the feeling haunting you inside. Like a punch of the stomach, a shocking of your pride. But guess what? You can't pull out of this. Fight back, street rules, you are not powerless. Never give up, never surrender, show no cowardice. I hope that these few words allow you to snap out of it. What are you afraid of? You know exactly what you're made of.
Yep. All right. Now, if you're eyeing what I'm eyeing, you see all this down here. There was like a second verse or like a post chorus. Like, it's not really, it just kind of keeps things going to the next section. And I don't want to listen to it. It's not that good. There's all this bits, and I end up just leaving this.
Never give up, never surrender, show no cowardice.
The good old telephone vocals just to push it through. That was there at first in the version, like the first finished version I sent to Micah. And he was just like, yeah, maybe try taking that out just so it's not vocals the whole way through. But listening back, it's not like it's not the best like verse to come back. It's okay. Like, a lot of this is the way I recorded, the way I performed it. It's not all the best. Like, I was solid on these other parts, or solid enough to pull off. And back here, it was just like the writing was off, stuff like that. I might share it with you guys, like the Discord, if someone mentions it. Otherwise, no. But yeah, it was something. So it's a nice way of saying, yo, that's not it. You're just like, yeah, just take it out. So, let the music ride for a little bit. And in the end, it was a much better choice. Little effects here and there. Yeah, these little bits like, snap out of it. This.
The journey's now, the path is laid.
Don't really like that part of the verse. Like, I'm gonna be honest. When I get there, I usually skip to the next track. I'm getting better about like being okay with what I made and stuff. But it's just like, if I was gonna come back and do this, I do totally differently. Which, I mean, we all go through with just about all our tracks, I assume, and I know from firsthand experience. But yeah, other than that, that is snap out of it. I hope this was useful, you know? It's I like watching people break down tracks. Figured I'd do it. Meant to do this way back then when it released, and you know how that goes. But since we're all, stuck inside, why not? So yeah, that's snap out of it. You can look back here. Like I said, this bass is in the sample pack. It's all one file. It's not filtered down, I don't believe, but yeah, if you're looking at that, it's called Liquid Subs V1. It's on Bandcamp or Patreon. Yeah, if you buy it through Patreon, I think it's $10, but instead of just $10 for a sample pack, you get like 10 sample packs at this point, stems for other tracks, that kind of thing, if that's your cup of tea. Otherwise, take it for a sample pack for what it is and use it. That's pretty sick. This bit, I just bounced that as an effect. If you haven't watched the video, like the promo video I did around with this, it's a few videos back, but yeah, when things got weird. But I can talk about that another time. Anyway, I think I covered just about everything. Yeah, thanks for watching. You made this all the way through. I'm looking at the time, it's been 40 minutes, so I'm going to cut this probably in 2 parts. Yeah, a lot of these samples are either in the Discord, which is linked below, or in a sample pack on Patreon, just like little bits here and there. Yeah, on to the next track I'm going to probably break down. It's probably going to be dissonance or anything. I don't know. None of that's interesting. Yeah. Any questions? Leave them in the comments. Hit me up on Discord. Any social media. Write me a letter. I don't know. I'm sorry for burping into the microphone, but if I'm going to gotta keep it real. You know what I mean? Anyway, later. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Whatever that will be.